YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Look at Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Hey, man, we gotta get to the bottom of this, you guys. Is Drake now trying to blackball artists? Or is this just business as usual for the labels? Now, Pusha T and his brother Malice actually have an album coming out next month. This will be their first album in 15 years, you guys. 15. God damn. Now, the Clipse did an interview with GQ, which you guys should know by now. GQ is now part of the rollouts for a lot of different artists, mainly older artists. Now, let's just get this out the way. Yes, they asked him about Drake suing Kendrick Lamar. Pusha T says, I don't rate him no more. The suing thing is bigger than some rap shit. Damn, it's like it just cheapens the art of it once we gotta have real questions about suing and litigation. Like, what? For this? If anybody expected him to go on a crazy rant against Drake, obviously you guys know they have beef. It didn't happen. Even earlier this year when he spoke on the lawsuit, he didn't really say too much.
You agree with the people that Kendrick won the battle?
1,000%.
How did he do it? And then we'll get to your part, because he talked about you, but I want to let you speak on it in general first.
I think that Kendrick is a lyricist, and a lyricist that talks to your soul. Like, you can be clever, you can say cute things, you can do things in cadences and so on and so forth, right? But the truth really hurts. And the truth like cuts deep. And I think what Kendrick was doing was really talking to his soul. I believe that. And I believe that's, that would cause you to tap out, that'll cause you to sue, that'll cause you to do a lot of things. It's crazy.
Now, one of the most interesting things that came from this Clipse GQ interview was the fact that his label, Def Jam, actually dropped him, all because he refused to drop a Kendrick Lamar verse when he was asked. Now, apparently the Clipse has a Kendrick record on their album coming out. First off, quick sidebar, you guys. Let me just say that this is genius marketing for a record. This Kendrick verse on the Clipse album is going to be one of the most anticipated records of this year. Hey, for all you new artists, this is how you build a buzz around the record. Now, Pusha T said, Def Jam wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which, of course, I was never doing, and they wanted me to take the record off. And so, after a month of not doing it, Steve Gawley, the lawyer over there, was like, we'll just drop the Clipse. But that can't work because I'm still a solo artist there. Sure enough, Def Jam eventually agreed to release the Clipse and drop Pusha as a solo artist, which freed up the Clipse to go shop for a new home for their album. And I'm sure you guys know, the Clipse is putting this album out with Jay-Z's Roc Nation. Now here's where things get interesting. UMG is the parent company for Def Jam. So with the lawsuit going on right now with Drake and UMG, a lot of people feel like this was Drake trying to blackball Kendrick and make sure his label does not fuck with him. Now, you also have people who believe this is just on Def Jam not knowing how to manage artists and also just flat out being a bad label in general. Now, Joe Budden is actually one of those people. After the news dropped of Def Jam dropping Clipse, Joe went on to post this article on his Instagram page just to point out that Def Jam has been using the same pattern and nothing has changed. Despite Joe having a gold album and a Grammy nomination, Def Jam still dropped them due to quote-unquote creative differences. Well, today on the Joe Budden Podcast, episode 831, Joe did not spare any feelings when speaking about Def Jam. Here's what he said.
The Clipse did a GQ interview.
Really good interview, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
They did a lot of interview.
Long read.
A lot of interview, but certain clips started making the way around. Def Jam, how they on Roc Nation now because the Kendrick verse, Def Jam wouldn't clear it. Let me lead off.
Go ahead.
Def Jam ain't been Def Jam since I was at Def Jam. Def Jam has always been Def, D-E-A-F, Jam.
I call him Def Jig.
Or that. I like that
I've been
better.
calling him Def Jig.
Now, I try to chill because I used to know good people working over there. I don't know who's over there now. I know they broke down, consolidated, and picked it back up, and they made some type of new group now with all of Mercury and Island and yada, yada, yada. We'll get to that. But Def Jam did Big Sean wrong, Tiana wrong, even though she's still over there. Who else they did wrong? Crit, Joe Budden. Def Jam without Ludacris and Ja and DMX and LL and that Def Jam ain't Def Jam. So why everybody get all of that? The record player with the needle on the post that I have fucking tattooed on me, them days are long gone. Why anybody is surprised that Def Jam did some anti-hip-hop shit, I'm shocked by it. But I'm not. They've done a good job with marketing themselves as the hip-hoppiest hip-hop label, and that just has not been the truth for quite some time. So it don't shock me that they said in the middle of litigation, hey, no Kendrick, even though he is a universal act.
Well, I think they wanted to censor him, and they refused. So they wanted to take the song off, and they refused. So they came up with, hey, just let us go. And that was problematic because Pusha is also signed there as a solo artist. So,
well, that's where I want to reserve some of my Def Jam vitriol. If that story is true, that means that they released them.
They did. They did release them. Yeah. Which is, I mean,
so we want to applaud Def Jam for, because I wouldn't have done that.
No way. No way.
I wouldn't have released you.
No way.
You'd have just had to find another way with your little verse.
But did the Kendrick verse say or?
It's not out. No one's heard it.
Not out.
Okay.
We haven't heard
Only
it.
Rob Markman has heard
no,
it.
as a, from the interview, was there a subliminal against Drake? Was there?
From what I was told, no. He didn't make any subliminals about Drake or anything like that.
I don't think that matters when litigation is going on.
Yeah.
So they're just afraid that any mention
Everything
or
is-
subliminal.
Everything is open for interpretation
The
during
mere
litigation.
appearance on there, I guess, scared them off.
Just Kendrick's appearance alone
He's gonna do something.
No, Kendrick's
No,
appearance
Kendrick
in
next to
combination
Pusha T.
with Pusha
Oh,
T,
okay. Gotcha.
who are the two people that
It's incendiary.
defeated Drake in a battle.
Understand. I understand.
and we in the middle of a potential 10-figure lawsuit against this man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna proceed on the side of caution.
You're going to cost us money.
Yeah, they are
Potentially.
already literally supposedly some billions is being tossed around as a potential settlement. Nigga, I'm not playing them games. So you can feel how you want to feel on a sentimental side, but this is business, and sometimes we get the two conflated. Like, fam, I'm making the best decision for our business, not for your project and your art.
So they left Def Jam and went to Roc Nation?
Yes.
Yes.
That's interesting.
They left Def Jam. They were shopping the album around, and eventually partnered up with Roc Nation for distribution.
Got it.
So it's like a distro deal with them.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they landed in the right place, honestly. Def Jam hasn't been Def Jam, to your point.
I agree.
So Roc Nation is still Roc Nation, and they've got a bunch of talented people over there, and they're building it. So
Now, I know there's still going to be a lot of conspiracy theorists out there that still want to push the narrative that Drake had something to do with this. And that's fair, and it comes with the territory. Obviously, with this lawsuit that Drake has going on right now, it's hard to not imagine that Drake has not done other slimy things in the past. But I do want you guys to consider this. Steven Victor, Pusha T's manager, he also managed Pop Smoke, rest in peace. He recently did an interview where he actually revealed that UMG threatened to shelf Pop Smoke's entire album if they did not remove a Pusha T feature that they thought was dissing Drake. He said UMG thought that he was dissing Drake on that song. He wasn't, but they thought he was. Pop Smoke was released on my label, and I obviously managed Pusha. So they came to me and said, we're not going to put this out now unless you get Pusha to change these lyrics. Even though it had nothing to do with Pop Smoke, they're like, either he changes these lyrics or we're not putting the album out. What happened to freedom of speech? First of all, he's not dissing Drake, but how do you get to tell him to just change his lyrics or you're not putting this album out? So it looks like UMG has been protecting Drake for a very long time behind the scenes, which would make sense because of the lawsuit going on right now where Drake was actually expecting UMG not to put out any of Kendrick's disses where he was just violating Drake and obviously calling him a PDF. So maybe these guys had a pact where they said, yo, if anybody's dissing you, we're not going to put it out. Or maybe UMG was just acting solo on behalf of Drake, trying to make sure they're constantly in his good graces. However, if you're a new artist, there's no way that you're still considering signing with UMG. Yes, they do have the bag there, but if you value freedom as an artist, you might want to look at different options. You guys get in the comments below. With everything that you guys have heard in this video, do you guys think this is Drake trying to blackball Pusha T? Or are the labels just acting on their own? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.